Have you ever made a decision that on paper looked good, but your gut was screaming no? We're often told to ignore that feeling, be rational. But what if your gut feeling is not irrational? What if it's actually sophisticated data? So today, let's rebuild your decision process and let's do it around what matters most to you, which is your values. I'm Liz Moyer, Doctor of Strategic Leadership. As an Air Force officer, I've worked at the Pentagon, deployed around the world, commanded a unit, and worked with Joint and Special Operations. I know what it feels like to be overwhelmed, especially when you're faced with tough decisions. Today, we're going to add to your toolkit when you're making tough decisions. Make sure you stay till the end because I will give you a bonus prompt that can help you deconstruct some of your previous decisions. There's a lot of reasons we can struggle with making a decision or feeling that conflict. And if you feel yourself really tensing up over a decision, check out the video where I talk about the anchor and label reset that you can do. If you're a nerd and you love to dig deeper into this research, I have put the links to the research that I am referencing. But here's my hope for you. I want you to confidently say no to great but misaligned opportunities. The truth is, we all have different values. And so you and I could be faced with a similar situation, but based on our values, make completely different decisions. When I did the reserve officer training program for the Air Force, I was a great candidate for pilot training. And on paper, it seemed perfect. I had played competitive sports, I was very driven, and I loved adventure. But as I got closer, I really felt physically ill and I couldn't figure out why. And my gut was actually sending data to my logical brain that I kept on ignoring. So, my deeper values, the things that were really important to me, were all about development, stability, and family. And so, my gut knew that I had this values conflict. Yes, I loved adventure. And yes, I loved competition. But the competing values, the higher values, were ones that were not going to align very well with me being a pilot. I am confident I would have left the Air Force by now if I had been traveling because it doesn't align with what I was trying to do. So, this is the 3-step framework for value aligned decisions. That ill feeling where sometimes you really do feel sick or you're up at night and you're worrying is called the Damasio principle. This somatic marker, your emotional system, is actually flagging you that a core value is at risk. Often, that gut feeling is your values trying to talk to you. And what we have to do is to learn to listen. Now, I will caveat this is tricky because often when we're having to make a decision, we still will have a gut feeling of discomfort. The trick is to be able to differentiate. Is this discomfort or is this something that does not align with the values that I believe in? If you are going through something difficult right now, I want you to guard your deliberations. And this is where T. Jakes teaches that we only want to share that decision or the process of even making a decision with a few people, not the crowd. Why? Because everyone has different values. Now, step 2 is the paradox of choice. Iyengar, she talks about this. When we have too many options, it creates paralysis and often regret. I feel that sometimes when I'm just going to the grocery store and trying to choose what chips I want to get. I'd really recommend doing a values exercise where you rack and stack your top 3. And it's not the top 3 values you think you should have, where you say, I think I should value family and fitness. Look at where your time is going, look at where your money is going. Those are going to indicate the things that are important to you right now. Don't judge those values, accept them. So, the example for me was I had an opportunity to work for a 4-star, and everyone said, oh, it's really prestigious. It's going to help with your career. And they were really presenting values that were important to them. But I knew I was going to travel an enormous amount. And my husband and I were going through IVF at the time. The concept of family was a non negotiable value for us. It pruned it and made me be able to quickly say, no, I'm not interested. And finally, Thaler talks about this nudge principle. How do we design our environment? How do you become that architect? We want to trip up on good decisions. Those defaults, like meal prepping your food so that when you are tired, you have something healthy instead of ordering takeout, can be the difference maker. So, my flagship course, which is called Command the Chaos, helps you with making decisions that have to do with work and management. And what I found is that when you use a large language model and you do really good prompts, it can help you gain clarity. So, with whatever decision that you are facing today, I want to, first of all, challenge your indispensability. Okay, you're valuable, you truly are, but the mission can thrive without you. And saying no sometimes can free you for the best. And then the other thing is to isolate control. If you cannot refuse the task that you're being asked to do, design those conditions. I go over this more in depth in my course. Be sure to check that out because I've got the first module free for you to try. So here's where I want you to get involved. Take a screenshot of this, copy paste this prompt, and work through it. You're teaching the LLM this three-step process and the research behind it. And then you're going to have a one interactive reflection, two comprehensive analysis, and three feedback loop. You can see with this example, this is great for picking a school for your child, maybe thinking about what jobs you want to do after you're transitioning, even an opportunity to work with a nonprofit, volunteer, whatever it is. This is an excellent model. Stop treating gut feelings as random. It's instinct, it's something that is instilled in you. We can transform our values into something more than words. It actually becomes our decision filter. And I haven't forgot about you. Here is the bonus reflective prompt. It's similar, but you're going to reflect on something, a decision that you made in the past. You want to think about a decision that felt absolutely right, and then one decision that led to regret or misalignment. Then you'll do the breakthrough analysis and walk through some of the research from those scientists that can help you to make better decisions in the future. If you're looking for more tools, check out lizmoyer.com for free AI resources. I have assessments. I even have an AI safety for parents that's focused on middle schoolers. I'd love for you to share a strategy that's been helpful for when you have had to make a tough decision. Until next time.